Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week is a fantastic week for anybody looking to get characters prepped, ready, and geared ahead of the patch 11.1, which right now, as of this video, doesn't quite have a release date, but we should hopefully be getting one sometime soon, as it is assumed it'll probably be releasing by the end of this month. And over the past few weeks, players of War Within have been able to experience a bunch of brand new catch-up bonuses being added, whether it is the Turbulent Timeways, Time Walk events, or other overlapping holidays, as well as other activities and weekly bonuses. And this week in particular offers the most amount of gain for the least amount of effort. You'll first be able to complete a variety of back-to-back quests, earning them hero track items, with an opportunity to get even more raid gear, but also the ability to spam out a bunch of dungeons to get even more bonus gear this week in particular. So if you're someone who's trying to catch up a character, at least with some heroic gear in preparation for Season 2 content, but just so that you're ready and at least kitted out to dive into Season 2 dungeons and delves and everything else, now would be the best time to come back and gear those characters, because it is the best catch-up week available, at least for the next few weeks, if you're trying to do big prep work ahead of Season 2. So for today's video, I'm going to go over exactly how you can take advantage of this week, specifically in catch-up a character ridiculously easy. As always, if you guys want to see more regular updates for the War Within expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So if you're someone who is looking to gear up a new character before 11.1, which is hopefully be getting announced very soon, likely dropping by the end of this month, and if you're trying to catch up very quickly, this is probably the best and insanely good week to come back in to get a bunch of gear for relatively little effort, because of a bunch of quests and events that are overlapping this month or this week specifically, plus additional gearing bonus opportunities, especially if you're someone who enjoys 5-man content. First things first, we have the Turbulent Timeways, which has been active for a handful of weeks now. Turbulent Timeways is awesome because it basically just boosts time walking to an 11 and allows us to get additional gear and increased gear rewards from the time walking quests. So when talking to the Archivist in Dornagal, you can pick up the Burning Path of Time. For this week, it is TBC, and TBC is incredibly lucrative. Both TBC, Wrath of Lich King, and Cataclysm in particular are incredibly good for catching up new characters, because you get the quest Burning Through Time, which is going to give you hero track items from the Nuremberg Palace. So you can get a lot of really good items, like some of the rarest necks, back pieces, trinkets, as well as a variety of other items from these bosses, which are generally really high quality and will be utilized early on during the Season 2 of the War Within. And running through 5 time walking dungeons is incredibly easy. They don't take a long time to do. All of them scale to your characters, so no matter what gear you got, you just jump into them and run through them, and doing 5 of them is incredibly easy. However, they actually overlap with the time walking raid that is available this week as well, which offers a second opportunity at us being able to get additional gear. This week specifically, if you head to Shattrath, you'll actually find a bonus quest with everybody crowding around the time walking NPCs, and that quest is Disturbance Detected Black Temple. During TBC, Wrath of Lich King, and Cataclysm Time Walking weeks, not only do you get access to Time Walking dungeons, but also Time Walking raid instance. For Burning Crusade, it is the Black Temple, which brings back the original Black Temple bosses, but also all the gear has been upgraded from their original low item level to now a Time Walking item level, starting at Champion Track gear. And there's even some powerful items on these bosses as well, like items with additional bonus effects. All are generally very strong. Then there's also a very powerful trinket from the Dalaran Council, like Madness of the Betrayer, which is actually incredibly good and has a decent proc rate. So all of these bosses are a second chance for you to be able to potentially get even more champion track gear to catch up on the character. But also when you defeat Illidan, you get the quest of the Black Temple, which allows you to get a hero track piece of gear from that raid instance, so any of the gear on that raid's loot table can become hero track items for you to add to your character's armory. Also, all of the boss skills within this raid double up towards the completion of the time walking dungeons, because the quest for the dungeon says you either need to defeat 5 dungeons of the Burning Crusade time walking week or raid bosses of that time walking week. So you can pick up both quests, jump into the raid, slay at least 5 bosses, slay Illidan, and complete both quests at the same time, earning you 2 hero track pieces, plus all that champion track gear that you could potentially obtain from these bosses. And even if you have a character that's super geared, but you still want to get a chance at the hero track box from the raid itself, you can always find a group that's a skip group. There's a lot of those skip groups available, and you can easily find these skip groups and just immediately dive in, immediately slay Illidan, claim whatever rewards he's got, pick up your quest, turn it in, and then you're good to go and you have yourself another hero track box. So if you don't necessarily want to do the entire raid, you'd rather do a couple of dungeons, slay Illidan, that's another alternative way for you to be able to do so if that is how you prefer it. Which means the gearing is even more convenient, but we still have one more box and one more bonus to go over. Jumping back into Dornogal and going back to the Archivist, we also have another quest that's available this week, which is Emissary of War. For completing 4 heroic or mythic plus dungeons of the current expansion, The War Within, you get another hero cache of Nerebar treasures, which features even more hero track Nerebar raid gear. And for this one, all you have to do is complete 4 dungeons, either on heroic difficulty, mythic 0 difficulty, or mythic plus. It's really up to you. So you can either spam them through the LFG, just getting random queues with other players, or if you want to farm your Mythic Plus gear and crests and currency side by side, it's a perfect opportunity for you to not only fill out your Great Vault with Mythic Plus dungeons, but also get gear from every single one of those runs, get more currencies to upgrade the gear that you already have, but also get that hero track box as well. There's also a buff that is active called Sign of the Warrior. The final boss of each War Within dungeon will drop extra items, so you can potentially loot even more gear for slaying these bosses within dungeons on any of the difficulties required for the quest. So after you're done doing all of your time walking weeklies and get your hero track gear from those, afterwards you can spend the rest of the time spamming dungeons this week to catch up incredibly quickly. They did a bunch of reworks over the last few weeks of this season in order to make sure that players have the easiest time getting the crests and currencies that can upgrade their gear in the most intuitive of ways. So catching up a brand new character, getting him kitted out with some of the best gear, and upgrading those items to the possible highest ranks is a lot easier than it was towards the beginning of this expansion. So if you are looking to get back to the game right now and looking to collect a bunch of gear and upgrade it super quickly, now will be the best time this week in particular to jump back in and get that grind out of the way, especially for somebody who's looking to get a character at least prepped up and geared up even a little bit before the launch of the Season 2 content. But as always though, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching this update and hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community as we'll be making more posts and more updates regarding some of the exciting stuff coming out for WoW, whether it is the patch 11.1 or apparently even more housing updates that will be announced very soon. Also, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Which classes are you right now looking to get prepped ahead of 11.1? Would love to hear what you guys are looking to dive into when it comes to Season 2, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in our next one.